More than 36% of the world population suffers from social anxiety disorder. Did you know that? Today, I'm going to share a new fascinating study that was done on the prevalence of social anxiety disorder worldwide. I'll follow that by sharing very short stories of people that suffer from social anxiety, because I want you to know that you're not alone, and your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, they're not as weird as you might think that they are. And then at the end of the video, I'll offer you a free resource that is unlike your typical social anxiety solution to get quick relief from social anxiety today. Because I also want you to know that the current information that is out there is outdated at best. You can actually overcome your social anxiety completely when you combine the best approaches that are available today without needing to forcefully face your fears. So let's get into things. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 12.1% of the population in the United States alone suffers from social anxiety disorder at some point in their life. That's roughly 1 in 8 people. However, in a more recent study published in September 2020, they say it's more likely 1 in 3 or even more. I'll read it to you. Social anxiety is a fast-growing phenomenon which is thought to disproportionately affect young people. In this study, we explore the prevalence of social anxiety around the world using a self-report survey of 6,825 individuals aged between 16 and 29 from 7 countries selected for their cultural and economic diversity: Brazil, China, Indonesia, Russia, Thailand, US, and Vietnam. The respondents completed the Social Interaction Anxiety Scale, SIAS. The global prevalence of social anxiety was found to be significantly higher than previously reported, with more than 1 in 3 of the respondents meeting the threshold criteria for having social anxiety disorder. So, you're not alone. What was most difficult for me when I was still suffering from social anxiety was the shame that I felt. I felt very ashamed of myself. I had all these dark emotions, not all the time, but they would get triggered out of nowhere and I couldn't predict it. And after I would get triggered by something, I would really beat myself up afterwards and I'd feel huge shame. And if I then had to run into these people again, I would already be cringing like, oh, they know. They know that I'm weird and I'm different and, I'm not as cool as I pretend to be. They can see through me. They can see through my facade. Further, it was the limitation of it. I want to talk to these people, or I want to have these kinds of friends. I want to have these kinds of experiences, but I'm afraid I'm going to be anxious. I'm afraid I'm going to blush. I'm afraid they're going to see me nervous or anxious. Hey, I'm in this situation right now and I want to speak up, but if I do that, I'm probably going to blush, they're going to see it, and then it's going to ruin everything and blah, blah, blah. Feeling bad about myself and having these feelings that I couldn't do anything about. I felt out of control, and my biggest fear was that it was never going to go away and that it was just going to get worse and worse, and my life was just going to get more and more of a disaster, and I would be suffering with it forever. Now, I could have ended the video here because I've made my point. You're not alone. But I've heard from a lot of people inside our Social Confidence Club that they get a lot of support, not just from applying the techniques and so on, but also just from seeing other people sharing what their experience is and what their thoughts are and what their biggest problems are and how they suffer, because it facilitates compassion. And so I want to share 5 answers that I got from people inside our WhatsApp group to the question that I posted there, which was this: what was the most difficult thing for you when you were suffering from social anxiety the most? And I'll read them out to you one by one. Aaron, not being able to be myself authentically and having to put this false personality around others. And it's a fact of not being able to connect with others and always living in tension and fear. Andrew, shame and embarrassment for when others noticed my nervousness and that I was acting differently. Feeling a loss of connection with those whom I used to feel comfortable around before my social anxiety. Tapani, The feeling that I was different than everyone else. Everybody else was the same, normal. I was from a different planet, anxious around people. Martin, feeling inferior, different, and not belonging. Constantly vigilant and tense. Fear of blushing, fear of rejection, of being left out, and sometimes of not being left out. Of criticism, of embarrassing myself. Brenda, shame, being the odd, quiet one who would always blush for no reason. Scared of looking or doing something stupid. Always looking or feeling scared and nervous, and the frustration of not being able to just be me. Lonely, as I had to deal with this big secret all by myself. And anyone finding out about any of this was a big fear. Now I can relate to everything that was just mentioned above. How about you? Share it in the comment section. Now, the message of this video is that you're not alone. But that's just one side of it. The more empowering part of this is that there are actually solutions available. See, when you're suffering from social anxiety, it's because your brain is perceiving a threat socially. And that threat is not there. It's just in your mind. Or there is a threat, but the threat is perceived by your mind to be a lot bigger than it actually is. And as a result of that perception of threat, the fight, flight, freeze response gets activated and your survival mechanism kicks in gear. And your heart starts to race, you get a lump in your throat, your pupils dilate, your blood goes to your outer limbs, and you're ready to fight, run, or hide from the danger that your brain perceives. And that's what the anxiety is. And that problem is a result of your wiring, which comes from trauma and conditioning. Now, the good news is that that wiring can be shifted and changed. And that's not going to happen overnight. Contrary to popular belief, social anxiety does not have to be a permanent problem. This wiring can be changed so that your brain no longer perceives a threat. And when it no longer perceives a threat, there is no more social anxiety. Now, I've been fortunate enough to get to that place myself. I've helped many clients to get to that place as well. And you can see the video testimonials on my YouTube channel. And you can get there too. Now, it won't happen overnight, though overnight relief is absolutely possible. But with persistence and applying the best solutions available, you can become completely calm, relaxed, and at ease in social situations. This is a natural, normal state, even if you've never experienced that yet. And you can get to that by applying the best solutions available over a period of time. Now, if you'd like to learn how to stop your social anxiety without needing to forcefully face your fears, then go to bit.ly/social confidence now. That is bit.ly/social confidence now. I hope this video helped you feel less alone and a bit more hopeful. And if it's helpful to you, share it with someone else. And that's all for now. This is Sebastian from socialanxietysolutions.com. And bye for now.